What if I told you that fluency in English is not about talent, not about grinding through grammar books, but about rewiring your brain for success? Cutting-edge neuroscience reveals that anyone, yes, even you, can train their mind to think, speak, and understand English effortlessly. Recent breakthroughs in cognitive science have transformed our understanding of language acquisition. What was once seen as a matter of memorization and grammar rules is now recognized as a profound neurological process, a reshaping of the brain itself. When we learn a new language like English, we're not simply adding information to our minds, we're building entirely new neural architectures capable of processing, producing, and even thinking in different linguistic patterns. At the heart of this process lies neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Studies using functional MRI scans reveal fascinating differences in bilingual brains. These adaptable minds show increased gray matter density in the language centers, stronger connections between brain hemispheres, and more active prefrontal cortex regions responsible for cognitive control and attention. Understanding the brain's language systems. 3 interconnected neural networks work in harmony when we communicate in English. The recognition network, centered in the temporal lobe, acts as our language input system. This sophisticated processor decodes the sounds and words we hear, becoming more efficient with each exposure to varied accents, speeds, and contexts. Its development depends heavily on extensive, deliberate listening practice that challenges but doesn't overwhelm the learner. The more diverse the listening experiences, ranging from audiobooks and podcasts to natural conversations, the more flexible and capable this network becomes. Just as crucial is the production network located in Broca's area. This is where speech formation and grammatical processing occur. Unlike passive recognition, this system only strengthens through active use, the actual production of language. Research shows that imitation exercises, where learners consciously mirror native speakers' rhythm and intonation, create particularly strong neural pathways in this region. Speaking aloud, even if just practicing alone, reinforces these pathways and improves fluency. Perhaps most surprisingly, our emotional regulation system and the limbic system plays a decisive role in language acquisition. When anxiety takes over, it can literally block access to the very language skills we've worked to develop. This explains why many learners freeze in real conversations despite knowing the necessary words and grammar. The solution lies in regular, low-pressure practice that trains this emotional system to remain calm during communication. Confidence-building exercises, such as practicing with supportive conversation partners or engaging in self-recording exercises, can desensitize the brain to speaking anxiety over time. Principles of accelerated fluency. Fluency isn't just about memorizing words, it's about rewiring your brain. Imagine if you could learn English in a way that feels as natural as speaking your native language. Science shows that this is not only possible but inevitable when you follow the right neurological principles. Take the 100-hour rule emerging from language acquisition research. This principle suggests that developing basic fluency in a new language skill typically requires about 100 hours of guided practice. However, not all practice hours are equal. The most effective distribution includes approximately 30 hours of structured listening and active speaking, complemented by 20 hours of focused pronunciation work and 20 hours of grammar learned in meaningful contexts. This structured approach ensures balanced development across all linguistic skills. Equally important is maintaining the right balance between input and output. Neuroscience suggests an ideal 2-to-1 ratio of comprehensible input, listening and reading, to active output, speaking and writing, for beginners. As learners progress, this ratio gradually shifts toward equilibrium, with advanced learners benefiting most from a 1-to-1 balance. This progression mirrors how we naturally acquire our first language, first understanding far more than we can produce, then gradually closing the gap through practice. Cognitive load theory offers another crucial insight. Our working memory has strict limitations, typically handling only 5 to 9 new elements at once. Effective language practice respects these boundaries by focusing on just 3 to 5 new words or phrases per session, using spaced repetition to move them into long-term memory, and systematically increasing complexity only when neural pathways are sufficiently established. By avoiding information overload, learners can maximize retention and fluency. Building your fluency foundation. The first 3 months of practice lay the neurological groundwork for all future progress. A carefully designed daily routine can accelerate this foundation building phase. Morning sessions might begin with 15 minutes of mouth muscle warm-ups, specific exercises that prepare the articulatory muscles for English sounds. These could include exaggerated vowel pronunciations, tongue twisters, or consonant drills that many learners overlook but which make pronunciation significantly easier. Equally valuable is the practice of mental narration throughout the day. This technique involves silently describing your actions, surroundings, and thoughts in English as you go about routine activities. While it might feel awkward at first, this constant low-pressure practice strengthens neural connections without the anxiety of real conversations. Over time, it becomes second nature, making speaking aloud feel more effortless. Evening sessions could focus on what linguists call shadowing, listening to short audio clips and attempting to simultaneously repeat the words with matching intonation. This powerful technique engages both the recognition and production networks simultaneously, creating strong connections between hearing and speaking centers in the brain. By training the brain to process language faster, shadowing improves fluency and pronunciation more effectively than passive listening. Expanding your active competence. Success in English learning isn't about being gifted or talented, it's about working smarter, not harder. Those who master English are simply those who understand how to train their brain efficiently. And guess what? You can do this too. One effective strategy is the creation of personalized language islands, sets of thoroughly mastered vocabulary and phrases related to specific topics of personal relevance. Unlike random vocabulary lists, these islands represent fully functional communication zones where learners can operate with confidence. For example, a traveler might develop language islands around asking for directions, ordering food, or making hotel reservations. Another transformative practice is recording short monologues on varied topics, then critically analyzing them for patterns of error. This technique, often overlooked by learners, provides the self-feedback crucial for improvement. Many are surprised to discover consistent mistakes they were unaware of making in real-time conversation. By actively correcting these mistakes, learners can gradually refine their speech. Perhaps most importantly, successful learners develop what psychologists call a language ego, a separate identity that allows them to take risks and make mistakes without feeling their core self is being judged. This mental separation proves crucial in overcoming the perfectionism that paralyzes so many language students. By treating language learning as a playful exploration rather than a performance, learners free themselves to experiment and improve without fear. The path forward. Forget the idea that fluency means speaking without mistakes or sounding exactly like a native. True fluency is about confidence, the ability to express yourself freely, think in English, and engage in conversations without fear. Your brain is already wired for this. All you need is to activate its full potential.